everyone, so moving over to video number 2 now. So in this video I just want to explain what the person I spoke to said that was really offensive, okay? So I mentioned the Maudsley because I said, you know, if you can't treat me, NICE guidelines says that the person should be referred to the National Treatment Centre for OCD. Because I said I don't want to take medication and I can't take medication for all sorts of reasons. She said that they do respect patient wishes, but then she was going on about NICE guidelines and how medication is the first line for OCD. By the way, I don't even think that's correct. Medication is not the first line for OCD. Therapy is the first line for OCD. If you're going to have medication, that's an adjunct to the therapy. So actually I don't think she really knew what she was talking about, because as far as I'm aware, medication is never ever the first approach for OCD. So I think she was speaking a load of crap. The first approach to OCD, but I didn't have my wits about me during a phone call. Now I've just recalled what the first line is, so I don't actually think I think this person was actually quite ignorant. The first approach for OCD is exposure and response prevention, ERP. It's not medication. So she really doesn't know anything about OCD, but anyway, just remembered that actually. Lots of these people are like so bloody ignorant. Like seriously, they really don't know their shit. I actually know my shit because I'm well read and I've read all my shit, and I'm an OCD expert because I have OCD, but I'm not an OCD, you know what I mean? I mean, I've got OCD, which kind of makes me a bit of an expert, and I have actually read all the books, so I sort of know my shit. This person really doesn't. Medication is not the first line for OCD, it's ERP. I wish I'd said that, but corks weren't turning in my brain, you know, when you're speaking on a cuff, corks don't always turn in your brain, you know, you forget stuff. Anyway, what am I saying? So, what I'm saying... Oh, God. What I'm saying is that, oh, God, gone from my head. Was that she was basically, I said... So, yeah, I mentioned this Maudsley Hospital, the National Treatment Centre for OCD. And she said, yes, she said, but you have to be at a certain threshold to access this service. And she said, I know you say you're severe, but there are people who are actually more severe than you. That really offended me. And I was really quite close to having a meltdown because it's so offensive and invalidating. So what I said was, well, actually, I said, you can't get more... I said, you can't get more severe, I said, than being housebound, can you? I said, you know, I can't see anyone face to face. I can't even go into a shop. How can you get more severe than that? And yeah, she kind of conceded and she said, yeah, that is pretty severe, sort of thing. I just think it's just so degrading and invalidating to say, like, yeah, I know there are people who are more severe than me. Like, there are people who literally... I don't know, are literally can't, are just sitting staring at a wall all day. There are people who are catatonic. You know, there are people who don't eat, who don't bathe, who don't, you can't do these videos like what I'm doing now. So what? That doesn't help me, does it? It would be a bit like, say, if you went to someone standing in line to a food bank, you know, who's like poor and like in debt or whatever, and said to them, you know, yes, there are people who are actually worse off than you. Think about those people in Gaza. How is that going to help them? Like, that's not going to help them, is it? Like, yeah, like, you could say there are people who are worse off than them, you know, but that, if you want to go down that very kind of, I don't know, kind of ranking people, but how is that going to help them? That's not going to help them. That's just going to make them feel really, really angry, and they might punch you in the face, because, you know, someone, yeah, well, they might, you know, if you want someone to be violent towards you, I'm not a violent person, by the way, but I'm just saying, someone who's literally, like, really, really desperate, it could be the final straw for them. You don't know what they've gone through. It basically is extremely invalidating to tell someone that others are worse off than them when they're going through shit. It's really, really invalidating. And my condition is severe. I mean, as I said to the person on the phone, I said, you can't get more severe than being housebound. I mean, yes, technically you can get more severe, in a sense I could be in bed all day, but you get my point. I mean, being stuck at home and not seeing anyone face to face is pretty severe, isn't it? And yeah, there's always going to be, the fact is, there's always going to be people who are worse off than you, and ultimately we're all dead, you know, but there's always going to be someone who's worse off than you, even someone who's staring at the wall all day. Someone is going to be worse off than them, maybe someone who's literally like comatose in bed, and then ultimately you're even worse off than them, someone who's actually dead. There's always someone who's worse off than you. that doesn't mean that we should be denied support. It's absolutely disgusting. It's like, it's this very capitalist sort of neoliberal ranking of people. Ranking, I call it the oppression Olympics. You have to have a certain medal in order to get support, and I don't have the gold medal. I don't yet have the passport because I'm apparently not severe enough, and yet somehow I'm too severe to actually get basic therapy at the clinic because I'm too severe to get the therapy at the clinic. To get their standard CBT, 6 to 8 weeks or whatever it is. I'm too severe. I'm too complex. So I'm too severe, but I'm not severe enough to get treated at the national centre. So I'm in this kind of limbo situation where basically I end up with no support, and it's absolutely disgusting. And yes, this is capitalism, it's neoliberalism. I don't give a flying fuck that there are people who are worse off than me. That's not my business, that's not my problem. I'm not going around thinking, oh, I'm so happy, there's someone over there who's worse off than me, I should be so happy, I'm so fortunate. It doesn't work like that. If you're struggling, your condition is severe. It's severe as you. How dare someone come along and say, oh, someone else is worse off than you? How dare they? I don't give a shit. I care about myself and my own needs right now. I care about getting the support I should be entitled to. I don't care that other people are worse off than me. That's not my problem. My problem is getting the support I need. And everyone should be able to get the support they need. Because there's always someone worse off than you. I might be more severe, if you want to use it that, than say another person. But that isn't. But so what? They should still be able to get support that they need as well. It's just so invalidating, and I wouldn't go up to them and say, oh, I'm more severe than you, so I need more support, because I wouldn't be so rude. We don't do that, because it's so offensive. Imagine if you went up to someone in the street, yeah? I don't know, someone who was walking around with a stick, like a walking stick, and you went up to them and you said, well, you're not that disabled. Look at that person over there in a wheelchair, he doesn't got any legs. You should be happy that at least you can walk. We wouldn't do that, would we? It's just absolutely disgusting, and yet... yes, so yes, my little rant. I'm ranting because I just need... It's like a little rant just to get it off my system, basically. Because it is basically like another microaggression. Disableism, it basically is microaggression. It kind of builds up. It just builds up, it builds up, it builds up. You hear it all the time. These little microaggressions of ableism that invalidate your experience. I've had it all through my life, and it's a way people try and deny support. I've even had it from support workers. I've had it from social services, and it really pisses me off the way people do that. I don't give a crap that there are people worse off than me. Right now, I'm literally thinking about the support I need. When I say I don't give a crap that people are worse off than me, I'm not saying that from a selfish perspective, by the way. Obviously, yeah, I care about those people. I'm just saying that, it shouldn't affect my right to support. And it just makes me feel angry that, the fact that other people who are, worse off than me is used to deny me support. It actually makes me angry, because that's not my business. My business is the support I should be entitled to. And also, the fact is, I am severe, because you can't get, being housebound is pretty severe. What matters to me is my life, my fucking life, my goals, and then people are denying me support. But then, I'm even fucking worse off than you, I don't give a flying shit. And I was so close to having a meltdown with this person. Although, thankfully, when I did explain it to them, because I said, you can't get more severe than being housebound. And she did seem to understand when I said that. And I actually think she realised at that point that what she said was offensive, because I bet she did, because she seemed to kind of come down a bit. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, I'm glad but yeah, it's just really, really offensive. I know gay obviously do have these thresholds, and you have to, go over the threshold in order to get support and stuff, in order to be referred to the national centre. There is a threshold you have to reach, and she says you have to be severe enough or something, and that, there are people who are even more severe than you or whatever. I don't know, it just... I don't know what I have to do to get support. Maybe I should go on hunger strike or something. I'm only joking. It's a bit like I heard on Twitter, there was someone who literally stripped naked in the street in order to get support. And they did actually get support. It's basically out of desperation now. I'm not going to do that, by the way, but I'm just saying, sometimes people literally have to resort to extreme measures to get support. It's crazy, the system. It's absolutely absurd. So no, I've only got bronze on the oppression Olympics. I haven't managed to get to gold yet, Anyway, let me know if any of you have experienced this. And this whole ranking of people, which is this very neoliberal capitalist rationing of support. Because in an ideal world, everyone should get the support they need. People shouldn't be made to feel devalued. Everyone should get what they need. But yeah, let me know. And thank you for watching.